Well, all right, dudes and dudettes, fellow crypto traders, all you beautiful and intelligent people, let's take a look at our crypto space for the week. First of all, something very significant, something I've been watching closely for the last few weeks, is that 200-week moving average. And we talked about last week how Ethereum and all of our totals had beat that resistance level, and now we're using it as support, and we were waiting on one laggard, and that was old BTC. Well, BTC has finally beat that 200-day moving average. Now we have a couple more days, I believe, before it closes, so let's hope we stay above that 200-day moving average, and if we do, good things, guys. Good things, I think. All right, so far we see a double top on, will we see a double top on the dollar? I'm going to show you something here that I see, and we'll look at the VIX as well. And then in this episode, we're also going to take a look at some of the alts that are tempting me. As you guys know, if you've been following my trades on my website at studom.us, I have started to enter a few more trades, working up a little more courage here to do so, and I'm also waiting for more confirmation. I want to see BTC actually close that weekly candle above the 200-day, and then I will become even more bold. All right, so stay with me, guys, and subscribe to my website if you want to follow these trades. Let's get started today, and we are looking at the dollar right now. If I zoom out here, you guys can see just nothing but bullish behavior. All bull flags here, all different kinds of bull flags. We have a bull channel here, a descending wedge, just triangles, triangles, triangles. And actually, if I wanted to here, I could draw another descending wedge from here to here and draw it out here. And so that tells us the dollar could go up one more time. Might as well add another arrow here too. I mean, the dollar has been just remarkably bullish. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pumps for the dollar with really not much relief. These are all telling us the dollar will pump more. So guys, what I wanted to show you here is if we have ourselves another pump from this last descending wedge I just drew, who knows, maybe it comes down, touches our 50-day moving average, we could form a double top. Now, I'm a little bit early on this prediction, so we'll see if that happens. But then, you know, M patterns typically look like such. In fact, we have one on Bitcoin we can review if you'd like to do that somewhere in this video. But that's what I'm looking at here. And what makes me think the dollar will go up again a little bit more before it drops? Well, let's take a look at, first of all, statements by the Fed. Now, I can't remember verbatim what Jay Powell stated, but it was something to the effect that this could potentially be the last 75 basis point rate hike. And, you know, next time he alluded to the fact that he could go a little bit easier on us, possibly even pausing rate hikes. My hat is on frontwards and you guys can't see my eyes, but whatever. I'll just leave it like that. I usually put it backwards so you can see my face. So, the VIX is also suggesting, remember guys, I drew this channel and I suggested that we would break our support here. We broke through the 50-day moving average, the 100-day moving average, used the 200-day moving average as a bit of support, and I suggested that we are going to come all the way down here to our bottom line support here for the VIX. Now, the big question is, will fear reduce so much that it actually breaks through this support? That I'm a little bit skeptical of at the moment. Now, in the future, yes, as this keeps rising, fear is not sustained for that long. There has to be some psychological relief in the collective. And so fear may go down. But the fact that we're on support here suggests that it is a possibility that we bounce right there. Now, if the VIX goes up, it could also indicate that the dollar is going to move back up. All right. I'm not saying that will exactly play out, but the VIX here is suggesting that fear may increase into next week. So that is why I am kind of just dipping my toes in the water at this point. I think we have a few more things to confirm before we know for sure that we are going to have a little bit of a bounce here in the crypto space. And, like I said, Bitcoin needs to close above that 200-week moving average. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Which chart do I want to pull up here? Let's go to this one here, and I'm going to put this on the weekly, and I'll show you where that 200-week moving average is. And you can see here, currently, 200-week moving average is basically 22,800, all right? So we're above that, but we're running into 0.236 Fibonacci retracement, which is currently acting as resistance at 23, almost 24,000, all right, 23,961. That is where we're running into resistance. So we have 2 days and 7 hours before this weekly candle closes back above the 200-day or 200-week moving average. And that is my current, that's kind of my big indicator, really, what I'm waiting to see in the crypto market. Along with that, I've already shown you the dollar and the VIX resting on this, fairly long time support. I mean, this support has been there since October of last year. All right, and so you can see on the weekly how significant it is, and it's I'm highly doubtful that we will actually just break straight through that, especially with all the fear that the lamestream media likes to drum up, and they don't like to see us get down too far into the comfort zone before they drum up more news about some auspicious event somewhere in the world. They won't talk about the Dutch farmers that are protesting and clogged all the highways with 17,000 tractors. You don't hear that anywhere, but you will hear stuff about monkeypox and whatever. I'm just done. I'm just done with all that. Anyways, that's what I see in the crypto space, guys. So we are looking like we're due for a bounce, but don't rush into anything yet. With the VIX being on this support level, with the dollar looking like it could go back up. This descending wedge is telling me that, and possibly form a double top here at around 108. And then also with Bitcoin not really confirming just yet that we are above that 200-week moving average. We have 2 days and 7 hours before we close out, and we are running into that Fibonacci resistance. So those are the signs that the big signs that I'm looking for. I could talk a lot about some other indicators. I'm not going to do that in this video. The other thing really I wanted to do is jump over to my next trade list and just show you some positive things happening over on some cryptos, some altcoins that are tempting me to trade. All right, of course, you guys know, if you followed me on my website, let's see, I've been in SHIB for over a month now, Shiba, and my target here is up around that 20-day moving average, though I think we definitely could go higher than that, judging from other charts that I'm looking at. We have broken out of some big descending wedges and triangles, and really the longer term targets suggest we could move above those 200-day moving averages again. But I'm going to be cautious in my trades, so I'm only targeting a little bit higher here. Basically, how did I get that target? Oh yeah, that right there is a pivot level. Let me draw that in real quick. So I'm targeting that for Shiba. Let's see, what else am I in? I entered into Gods, and once again, you could draw, if you were so inclined, another descending wedge. This one less severe than the current, and going out here. And we have support at 32 cents basically. It is possible that Gods comes back down to 32 cents before the pump that I'm anticipating. And you can see that epitomized or exemplified in this RSI, this long RSI. Man, this has come from February of this year. All right, so it's we've got a hidden bullish divergence, really, because while Gods was at basically a buck over here and has declined to 43 cents, this RSI has been moving up. And this is very significant. What I like about Gods token is you can get up to, well, what did we have over here? I think we had 300% when we popped out of this descending wedge. Of course, I got stopped out at the red arrow, and I don't know if you guys remember that video, but we shot under that descending wedge. I got stopped out, and then guess what? Gods took off. Had a big pump. 300%, guys. So that's what Gods can do, and that's that sounded kind of interesting phraseology. That's what Gods can do. Anyways, that's what I'm looking for. I want to see another big pump, possibly up here to this area of confluence as the 200-day comes down to intersect with my target area, and that's what I'm shooting for, around $1 on Gods. All right. The other one that I'm in right now is EOS. Reason I'm in this is take a look at this descending wedge, guys. Good grief. We, this started way back in July of last year, the bottom part of it, and the top part, September. And I have two lines there. And that's basically because different analysis and different traders draw these things differently. Now, I like to draw from the bodies because they provide greater areas of support. But you can also see touch points at the tips of these candles. And that is something that the market is looking at as well. Additionally, that top one has two body candles here in April, providing resistance. And look at EOS. We have broken out of both of those. Currently, what's holding us back is this declining 100-day moving average. But I really like the way this 50-day is starting to curve up. All right, that's kind of what I'm looking at with a lot of these trades, guys. I'm looking for 50-day moving averages that are starting to curve up. Don't really like to see EOS way up here on the RSI. So again, as I said, next week could be somewhat of a red week. Again, why I'm being cautious, all right, on these long entries. I'm going to be patient, and I'm going to also hope that I don't get stopped out on any of these. I think I'm safe on EOS because we've broken to the top side of these descending wedges. So it will use these top things, these top trend lines as support. So I think I'm safe here, but, remains to be seen, of course, and anything can happen, as we've seen. I've been wrong in the past, could be wrong again. And that is also why I am being so cautious. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of these. Let's see. Let's take a look at some more trades that I'm interested in. Look at storage here. We've got a nice wedge. Additionally, take a look at that 50-day moving average curving up. And look at where our RSI is, right there in the middle. So that is good potential there as well. Right now, it's fighting the 100-day moving average, as a lot of these altcoins are. But when it pops out of there, look to have a target up here of around $1. All right, we anywhere between this green resistance and the 200-day, which is a good area of confluence. So you could just target that if you're more conservative, or I think we could get all the way up to this red resistance line here at around 96, 97 cents. All right. So that would be my target on that one. And I'm just kind of waiting to have more confirmation. Some other ones here, we'll just move up the list here. Looks like Quant has already broken out and reached the target on this inverse head and shoulders. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is an inverse head and shoulders. If I draw that out, there's the head right here. I'm not going to spend time drawing all these out, but you know, I can just see it by looking at it. I'll just draw the neckline here, and we'll just do a measurement, and you can see that Quant has already reached its target up. And the good thing with Quant is it's actually, oops, didn't mean to do that, undo. I meant to grab this guy right here. Yep, and the target up was around the 200-day, and it has actually defeated that 200-day moving average. All right, so that is a good sign as well. All right, we want to see some of these altcoins lead the way. Matic, of course, something with Disney using it. You can see the inverse head and shoulders here, reached its target up, beat both the 50-day and the 100-day. Look at that 50-day. That's what I like to see. See that curve up? What I don't like is this RSI nearing overbought territory. So again, that points to the fact that we could have a little bit of a drawback next week. Now, Matic would use this 100-day as support, and the 100-day is still moving down. And I think it will cross over with that 50-day moving average, at which point Matic might bounce. But that could be another week or two before that happens, guys. So again, patience here, caution is required. Long trending descending wedge here on AMP. And so I'm just watching this until we break the top side of this descending wedge. And so a lot of these are the same. Adventure Gold has broken to the top side of both of the descending wedges, but it's running into that 100-day moving average as resistance. Additionally, the RSI is starting to get up there. It's still got room to move. Could beat that 100-day moving average, but we'll see what the trends are for next week. All right, we're at 17 minutes. Look at this wedge, guys. AAVE. That is beautiful. And it's beat the 50-day and the 100-day. That's all set. You guys need to draw these things out. One of my traders in my paid subscribers group entered into Uni as it exited this descending wedge. And that was a great trade because he's over 100% profit so far. All right. And look at this 50-day moving average curving up, and it's beat the 100-day. And it's beat the 200-day. The only cautionary tale here is we are in overbought territory. So again, could come back down next week. And if you're a more aggressive trader, you would exit here maybe and wait for us to come back down to that 50 and the 100-day, which is crossing. All right, we see the same story on all of these guys. I don't need to repeat myself, but that is really what I'm looking at, is that 50-day moving average curving up. Preferably, I'd like to see it curving up with the RSI in more acceptable territory between 50 and 60, or even lower would be great. And that's why I like storage here. All right, because the RSI is somewhere in mid territory. Okay, I got to get this done because we're at 19 minutes. Let's do our closing thoughts here. All right, guys, so I do believe that we are going into have a bit of relief here in the crypto space over the next few weeks, but we still need to continue to trade extra cautiously because we still have some major indicators that need to be confirmed. Next week could squeeze out some of the more aggressive traders that are going long early and maybe too much. But then after that, we have one more time for the pump up, and that could last all the way through September. And then what? I don't know, but the fearmongers love September for whatever reason. We'll reassess at that time. All right, best to you all, and peace. this and stop this.